duck or a parrot
or
or
anything like that. It could have been any kind of bird.
it
Who
could have been
knows?
anything. Who the hell knows? So, okay, let's talk ketchups.
Ketchups,
Mustard,
relish,
pickles,
mayonnaise.
onions. All of the above
Mm.
sound good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. Okay, you're go ahead, Sierra. How was your week?
My week was good. Callie guy went home on Monday because he had this big thing he had to do on Tuesday.
This was a quick trip for
It
him.
was a quick trip for him, but he'll be back in about a week and a half, and it will be for a long visit.
Really? He could
Yes.
bring the work with him, huh?
Yeah, I think we're at a point where he can bring work with him. It doesn't require his physical presence. And if it does absolutely require his physical presence, he can go back for a day or two and come back again.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's been over 3 months between when we saw each other last and the bash, because that's what he came in town for, is to help me out with the
And he's
broadcast and go to the
wonderful.
bash. He
By the
is.
way, you know what? I do want to I'm going to say it again. I say it every time we do a live show, but it needs to be said. Sierra is the whiz at setting us up, and Callie Guy is always such a wonderful right-hand man to us. Whatever we need as we're broadcasting, he will run, he will get guests, he'll get drinks, and at the end he's always right there to help us put it up, break it down, and hats off. I do what I
Yes.
can. I can put all the stuff away in the box and blow the balloons, but the technical stuff is our girl here. So
Yeah, and I've devised a system whereby it goes down in a half hour, it comes up in 20 minutes, and that's because if you lay it down in one way and you pick it back up the other way,
you know
nothing
what?
gets
And you've done
tangled.
great because you know what? I remember when I first started the show, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, it took us a long time to
Two
set up a
hours.
live show.
It was between
Now,
1 and 2 hours, and I've got
yes,
it down to 45
you
minutes with
do.
complications. And
30, and that's not that's the equipment plus we always do balloons and
that
we have our
that's
banner and we
that's a
like our whole little section. It takes
right.
30 minutes up.
Well,
It's great.
if you give everybody a job that you know they can do, and you know they can do it in a certain period of time, you get everybody doing their job, you do your job, everything goes in a certain order, up and down. Everybody, makes fun of me about my system. They're like, "Oh, Sierra, she's always got a system, haha," and they laugh about it. But nobody's fucking laughing now. The setup and tear down takes
No,
less than an hour
it does.
combined,
It's
when it
great.
used to take 2 hours to set
Each
up
end
each
used to take
end.
2 hours. Yeah.
But now it doesn't. It's up, it's down, it's packed back in the boxes. And if right now, if you needed me to set up the equipment, I could do it blindfolded with one hand tied behind
Well,
my
and
back.
and and to say it's a lot to do with how you put it away, so that when you take it out, you've got it. And
Right.
now I've learned there's this one box that holds all of the microphones and these little things and the stands, and it can only be packed one way or it won't go.
Right.
So I'm in charge of that box, but I have learned you take one out at a time, put it back into
Right.
where it goes.
You
It's a
take one
puzzle.
box out, take that out, put
It's a
that back in.
puzzle,
Take the
yeah.
next one out, right. And it might take a little bit
And you know who
longer.
else is getting very good at helping is Mr. Toxie.
Mr. Toxie is getting
He's
very good
getting
at
on it. He's
helping.
always there in his Sin City Bounty shirt,
He may
and
be
he blows a lot of balloons.
he is. He may be my next trainee. If he's willing to learn, I may train him up on setting all the tech up.
Yeah, Toxie wants to learn too, so I
Yeah.
think between the two of them, we
Yeah, if
that's
Toxie
a good
learns,
thing.
the best part about it, I can do all of it. It can be split between two people, one person doing one part and one person doing the other part. So you can take it apart as two people. It's easier for me to do it by myself because I'm um, anal. Uh, so it's just easier for me to do it by myself. But yeah,
Well,
I
she
mean,
usually tells us, "I'm here with the equipment. Don't worry about coming down for 20 minutes because she has to start out and then we come in and do all the cosmetic work."
right. It's easier for me to get started because at first I have to start with it looks like shit. I have boxes open everywhere. And once I have the board comes out and then the headphone distributor and then the cables come out. When I'm at the point where cables are out, that's when everyone else can show up because at that point all the boxes are put away now because I have all the exact number of cables I'm going to need for the exact positioning where everyone's going to sit. Now I just need to run cables, and that's easy to do as long as they sit off to one side and don't gather around the table. And I can do it in 30 minutes or less. I'm
Now,
better than Domino's.
now let's tell people if they want to see some of those interviews we did at Well Rounded, can they find them now?
I don't know.
Well, Toxie, the Toxie's
Toxie's
our tech
Toxie's
girl
our
as far as
video
internet
girl.
girl.
Yeah.
She posts that stuff. So she's usually pretty good, but come on, the week after Well Rounded, we're all dead.
Yeah, you
So
can usually find them on our
YouTube.
Ustream page, but I don't know what's going on with that. I'm leaving it in Toxie's very capable hands.
So we will know. You may be able to look on our our YouTube channel, Sin City Bounty.
Not right now,
Not right now. Okay.
but eventually you will.
But we did some great interviews.
You did.
Tigress,
Tigress was amazing.
great interview.
Bree's a great like guest host. Like I need to get her in to fill in for me when I'm gone for 2 weeks in November. She's actually a pretty gosh darn good host.
She probably is in recovery. That girl worked her ass off for this.
She sure did.
And threw an awesome event.
An amazing
event. Very nice event.
And if I'd had the money, I'd have put down for Royal Flush
for next year.
Already. So come tax return time, that may be where most of my money goes. Well, that's what I do with my tax returns is I plan a vacation.
Well, and that's what you should do. I mean, you work hard all year.
That is my money after all.
Well, and and it's very hard when you're raising a child and paying your bills to save, even a few dollars towards your vacation every week. That's very hard. So it's good to take your vacation, your one lump sum. Yeah. You don't really miss it because it's free money.
Well, it's not free money.
No, but yeah, plan your vacation.
It is my money. I will tell you all that I pay more in taxes throughout the year than I should, and I do that on purpose because I always get a return. And because I pay more money in, I always get more money out. And, I'm also a single mom, so I get all kinds of cool credits and shit. But
yeah, that's even if I ain't got no kids no more. No more credits.
Yeah, even if I didn't get all of the extra credits anymore, I would still get back a hefty chunk of change because I overpay on my taxes. And some of my libertarian friends are turning over in their chairs right now. How dare you pay more in taxes than you need to? My thing is this. Look, I get that the government is misspending my money, but I'm willing to give them my money in the hopes that one day they'll spend it properly.
Okay.
I'm positive thinker. I'm a terrible libertarian.
I drove past where I worked at the Obama office, a couple summers ago. I'm missing it. I'm waiting for but I'm not going to get involved until I know who the two candidates are. I mean, I'm going to vote in the primaries and I'm going to help choose.
There's always more than two candidates, right?
I know.
And if more people were actually involved in third-party candidacies, there might be a possibility of getting someone other than the cookie-cutter stereotype.
No, you're right. And you know what? I tend to listen to everybody. I mean, and make my decision.
I will never vote for Hillary Clinton. I will never vote for Hillary Clinton.
I'm not. You know what? I'm not convinced of Hillary, so I'm not like your Democratic.
Yeah, all of my happy-go-lucky, no offense, Lindy, lesbians are out there going, yeah, Hillary, and I'm like,
well, I think that's because she's a woman.
She's a fucking psycho.
She's not. I don't know if she's psycho.
She's anti-abortion,
which is odd for a Democrat.
Which is odd for a woman.
Yeah.
Although Sarah Palin was, but she was fucking crazy too.
Sarah Palin was nuts.
Sarah Palin, by the way, is the only reason I didn't vote Republican.
Really?
Yes, because I was not getting that crazy bitch anywhere near my presidential office.
Well, and that was 8 years ago. I mean, that was before this last election. That was with McCain.
McCain, yeah. I would have voted for McCain. I did not vote for him because of Palin. Because
I thought he was a warmonger.
Crazy.
All he talked about was war, and I kept feeling like he thinks that the only way to do anything is war.
And yet still we're at war in 3 different countries.
I know, but he would have had us at war in more places, I think.
Don't think so.
Oh my God, he was such a warmonger.
I think we would have bombed the bejesus out of everyone, brought our boys home, and we wouldn't have boys dying in Afghanistan still because we would have leveled it to the ground and turned it into a parking lot for Disney.
We haven't even talked about the fact that Russia shot down that plane.
There's no confirmation that it was Russia.
Well,
it probably was.
But it's not Russian government. It's Russian
crazies.
Militia.
Look, everything past France, in my opinion, is on their fucking own. And we need to pull the fuck out of it, get our boys home, send our boys back to England, send them back to Japan, put a couple in Australia. Let's get back to our regular old red flag, yay, everybody's the allied nations. We're going to fight each other for play. Just bring our boys home and let these people fucking duke it out.
Yeah, I know.
Let them blow each other up. Let them kill each other. Let tyrants rule. Let whatever you want to do. That's their business.
Right.
If the people of those countries do not like the tyranny ruling them, they will do like the United States of America did, and they will rise up, they will overpower their government, and they will instill a just and lawful government for them. If they don't have the power or willingness to do so, Far fucking be it from me to go in there and try to change their minds.
Yeah, I'm
I don't.
really getting, I
If a country, here's the thing, the Persian Gulf War, the Kuwait War. Kuwait said, "Hey, hey, hey, Saddam Hussein is invading our borders and we don't like this. Will somebody come help us?" We said, "Sure." So we went down there and we helped. We pushed Iraq back over the border, sent a couple of extra bombs just to be sure, and then came the fuck home.
right.
That's the way war should be done. That's the way America should get involved in wars. And that is the only way. Keeping our people over there to try to keep the peace or install a new government, that's not our fucking responsibility. That's theirs. If they want a new government, if they want a new leader in power, they need to make it happen.
I agree.
And if they want us to send them weapons, fuck it. We got a couple of boxes of AK-47s. We're not using it. Send it to them. That's what France did for us. That's what we should do for them. If they're, the people we like and we're like, hey, yeah, we support you guys. Here's a couple of bombs. Like, that's how we should do it. We shouldn't say, here's a couple of 100,000 of our boys and girls. Go ahead and get them killed for you.
Yeah, that's not good. I
I
don't know how
support-
I feel at all
I
about it
support the
all.
military. I am former military. I think we need an army. I think we need a defensive force. I think we need an offensive force. I think if at some time Canada stands up and goes, hey, fuck these fuckers, we need to be able to beat the shit out of them. They won't because they're scared of us. But, we should have those defenses and capabilities. I don't think we should be that defense and capability for other people.
Right,
Bring our boys home and girls and the in-betweens.
right. Well, I think that I think we should be loyal to our allies. But just to be our allies are not where we're at.
England is not asking us to bomb France.
Exactly, that's my point. Or Australia.
No, Australia's biggest thing right now is,
But Israel does need our help.
I don't think so.
And I'm going to go back to the Bible, okay? Because I'm just going to tell you what the Bible says and take it for what it's worth. God actually commands us to take care and pray and help Israel.
But does God command us as American citizens or us as individuals?
Us as individuals, us as
Then
people.
the United
right.
States government has no fucking business being involved. None whatsoever.
No, you're probably right.
If Israel wants supplies, we'll send them supplies. I don't think we need to send our people. It's not our people's fight for
Right.
their people. It is their people's fight for them. And if you decide today that you are so impassioned that you believe that Israel needs your support, go support them. Absolutely. I don't think that you should force anyone into supporting a country that honestly isn't
are we
ours.
all still there because of the whole Bin Laden and 9/11? Is that why we're still over there?
No, we're still over there because there's a bunch of crazy fucking people blowing other people up, and we just can't. We can't do like we did to them back when Russia invaded Afghanistan. Russia invaded Afghanistan. We sent people in. We pushed Russia back. We left, and we left it in shambles. And that's how Bin Laden came to power.
Okay.
Because we didn't help them rebuild.
Well, that's why we're trying to make up for that now.
But we're way past that point. We helped them rebuild. We gave them a new government. We trained them a new army. And then it fell apart because the people there don't want it. They don't want
Right,
democracy.
They don't. You're right, they don't.
They do not want democracy. They do not want they don't want a leader who is open and honest with them. They want a tyrant. They want a
and I think
fanatic religious leader.
That's all they're used to. That's
Then
all they know. Yeah, that's all they know. They don't know anything else.
We've tried to teach them something else and they refuse to learn. So if they refuse to learn, we should do just as Jesus told us in the Bible, and that is wash the dust of their home from your feet and move on to the next town. If
Right.
you can't teach them what you want to teach them and they don't want to learn it, move the fuck on.
Right. You can't teach somebody who doesn't want to learn.
That's right.
True.
So that's it.
I don't
Cali
know.
Guy will be back soon. He's bringing back, so the sheet that I made was very successful. Very successful. I'm very excited for it. It looks like crap because this is my first attempt, but I am getting new supplies. We bought a very special material. No, I don't have it with me. I had a sample of what was left over from it, and I've been trying to find it, and no one in town sells it. And I can't figure out.
What fabric is it?
It's the only thing that I know for sure is that it is completely impregnated, 100% cotton, but it's been impregnated by a plastic agent.
Really?
It is either laminated cotton or it is oilcloth. But the people I bought it from couldn't, all they could tell me was that it was plasticized cotton, but that describes two different
Where did
products
you buy it?
at a discount fabric shop in San Diego.
See, that's it. Okay. Don't, yeah.
Now they still have rolls of it there, so Cali Guy
Right.
is buying some more for us.
Did you
But
wash it
now,
ahead of time to see how it held up to water?
I did a water test. I cut a
Okay.
little bit
Okay.
and did a water test, and it
Good.
doesn't soak through. Doesn't
Oh,
it beads up and rolls right off, which is why there's a couple of layers
this
of terry
girl
cloth on top.
soaks through a a pad that there's no way she should soak through. I mean, there's you guys. She had this. She upset. I keep soaking through this pad, I took the whole thing apart and I literally held it up to the light, flashlight, trying to find a fucking hole in these 3 layers to see how the fuck she could possibly leak. Guess what? No holes. That's how much this girl fucking squirts.
I do. It's a lot. But this held up, and we've washed it twice,
Good.
and it's still got all of its proper absorbent and waterproofing capabilities.
That's awesome.
Yes, so
Are you
I'm going to
gonna
make
give
another
people a
one.
discount code?
Actually, we are talking about it. Once I can figure out what this material is actually called in the real world,
Right.
and I know how to do that, a particular website that sells fabric online will send you swatches for like $1.75 a
Right.
piece. So I'm going to order a couple of swatches of different products that they have that it may be, and I'm going to compare them to see which is
Good.
best. The one thing I do know is that this is not fleece-backed vinyl. It is
No.
not vinyl at all. It is 100% cotton, but it has been completely impregnated with a plasticizing agent.
I want to see a piece of that. Will you bring a piece of that
Yeah.
fabric so I can look at it?
Yeah, I
Because I've
will.
never even heard of that.
It is amazing, and everything I've read about working with it is that it's tough to work with. It's sticky, it sticks to your foot, things like that. And everybody talked about buying a Teflon foot and buying these and that to work with it. And I thought, you know what, I'll go slow and I'll just pull hard, and that kind of worked. I found that it was the terry cloth that was harder to work with
Terry
than
cloth is
the
very hard
plastic thing.
I'm gonna have to show you. There's this little stuff that I buy that when I'm working with a tough fabric or sequins or like something different like plastic,
Mhm.
it's like a little oil that you put right on your needle and it helps the needle go through those tough
Well,
fabrics.
I didn't have any problem getting the needle through the fabric. One of the problems I had is that sometimes the forward moving foot,
Oh, it slip.
right, not that it would slip, is that it wouldn't grab onto the plastic.
Right.
And so I was having to, if I didn't apply, constant pressure while pulling it through the machine, it would just stop and I would just
Let
start.
me ask your machine. A
Sorry.
lot of machines, like right where the needle goes down in the bottom,
Mhm.
it has these little pokey things, and there's a button that can make them higher or lower. And if you do it higher, then it's a tighter fit.
Well, that may be
The
possible,
feet, yeah, that's like the
but you
guide.
don't want to puncture the plastic material
It
too
shouldn't
much.
puncture. It should just make a tighter grip for putting it through. Just
Mm,
check your
we'll
little book.
see.
Yeah, check your little book.
We'll see. But I didn't, other than me not applying the proper pressure, I didn't have any problems working with it. And that and the terry cloth moves and
terry cloth
stretches
is
and shifts.
terry
And
cloth is horrible to work with because first you can't see your stitches. You can't see where you're at.
I even bought
and
a contrasting
stretches.
color, and it still just sinks right into the
Yep,
terry
it does.
cloth.
It's really hard to
And
see.
it stretches, but it stretches weird. It doesn't stretch like stretch fabric does, and then it folds or it moves or it shifts.
At the ends, and when you cut the ends, they roll. The
Yeah.
ends roll on there.
So yeah. So anyway, so my first one was an experiment, and it came off pretty well. Now I've got to put some effort into making it look good. Once I can get them to look good, and I know what material I need to buy, we're gonna
What
look
are you
into
putting? How are you doing the
bulking.
edges on it?
Right now it's just raw. They're just
You're
open.
just doing it. Just
Just-
oh, okay.
It's just
And you
sewn
may
down.
just be able to get when you find out where
bias
to buy
tape.
that.
I'm
You
gonna get
might be able to buy bias tape made out of that same fabric.
maybe, but I don't think I'd want it to be out of the same fabric. See, what I'm looking at is so the oilcloth or laminated cotton or whatever it is comes in beautiful prints. All of them
nice.
do. Mine is this beautiful Japanese flower cherry blossom print. It's gorgeous. And then on the reverse side, I have a cream colored terry cloth on the reverse
Okay.
side. And then I got this really pale pink thread to put it all together, and it looks beautiful together. And if I got a deeper pink to border it with, it would just be
look really nice.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way I want them to be. I want them to be this really beautiful oilcloth on one side, this really nice terry cloth on the other, and then a nice contrasting bias tape around the edge. And you can get bias tape on 100% cotton, which is fully washable.
It's
and
fully washable.
Yeah.
And it won't shrink or make the edges like ripple when you wash it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I did learn. I learned in my research, because when I decide to take on a project, I do a shit ton of research on it before I do it. And so I researched both working with the plastic cotton and working with the terry cloth. And everyone said, wash your terry cloth first
Right.
and wash it in hot and dry it hot because you want to shrink that as much as you can. And I figured, oh, how far is this going to shrink? I lost a full third of the size of
Right.
that terry
Well,
cloth,
and most
which is how I
seamstress.
ended up with so much extra oilcloth because we had the terry cloth. It was the exact same size as the oilcloth before I washed it. And then I washed it and it shrank ridiculously.
Most tailors and seamstresses will tell you every piece of when I took sewing classes in school, every fabric should go in the washer, and if it's a dryable fabric, in the dryer before you even cut.
Yeah, and that's what everyone's been saying. Well, the oilcloth is the only one because it can't shrink because of the plastic in
Right.
it. And they said it is
Did
washable
it
and it
take the
is
dryer with
drier.
the
hmm
plastic?
And just dry it on low, and it did
Wow,
fine.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's the kind of plastic that like PVC pipe is made out of, so
Wow.
it doesn't
Yeah, I really want to see a piece
melt.
of this fabric
Yeah,
because I have never heard or seen of
yeah.
anything
I'm
like
sure I
that.
can't iron it, but in the
Right.
dryer on low is fine.
Right.
So
No, I would like to see that, please,
yeah, I'll bring
just
you a piece. I have
so I can be
tons of it.
educated like you.
Yeah, it's good.
Educated.
It's amazing stuff. I'm super excited about it. So yeah, Cali guy says that the material is in his trunk now, so I'm super
Ooh,
excited.
that means
That
he
means
won't
he's
forget.
packing.
Yeah, it won't forget to
Well,
get it
and he packs. He starts putting things in the trunk so that
as
he
he
won't
thinks
forget them
about
as
it.
he thinks
Yeah,
about it.
that
Yeah,
makes sense.
and then that way, when he's ready to go, he just gets up and leaves. And it's great. I love it. So I'm excited for him to be back for a
Yeah,
long
look at you. You
time.
get all glittery.
For a long
Is
time.
he going back east with you for
Mhm.
oh, awesome.
Yep.
Oh, that'll be great. Has he met your dad before?
Yes, he has.
Ah,
One of the first times my dad came back. Well, he met my dad just as I think I introduced them just as my dad was leaving to move to
oh,
Pittsburgh,
okay. I remember. Okay.
and he's been back a couple of times since then. But so the last time, one of the last times he was here, we all went to dinner, and we were talking about one of Callie Guy's family members was going to be going in for surgery, and all these things were happening, and was talking about how he's his age or a little bit older than him or whatever, blah blah blah. And my dad goes, yeah, when you're our age, you've got to worry about that kind of stuff. That's when he like blasted out the fact that he knows my boyfriend is
Red's
his
age.
age. Well, he's not actually my dad's age. He's my mom's age, not my dad's age. But
Is your dad older than your mom?
yeah, but only by like 5 years.
My
So,
sister,
but my fam, none of them are shocked by me dating someone older.
no,
I've
anytime you've
always,
ever talked about, you're always been with older guys.
yeah, I tried dating guys my own age, and
Well, I've given you a couple of stories about guys your age, and you say,
that's
that's why I
why.
date older
That's why I
men.
date older men. And that's why when my sister says, I date older men, I said, no, you date men my age and they're douchebags. Just so you know. If you want to date an older man, you're looking for 40 to 50s.
Right?
Don't mess with these fuckers in their 30s. And as we creep into our 40s, it's going to be don't mess with the fuckers in their 40s unless they cool the fuck off or grow the fuck up.
Well, that's just it. If there, I know a lot of 40-year-olds that need to grow the fuck up.
I know a lot of 50-year-olds who need to grow the fuck up.
Yeah, I know a few of those too. Know a few of those.
Yeah.
But okay, what else? Getting ready for
That's
back to
about it.
school?
Yeah, oh
Pretty
yeah.
soon,
We're
back to school.
getting ready for back to school. We have orientation next month, actually in just a couple of weeks. We've already got the school supply list, so we're working on
Yeah,
that.
my daughter was just saying, has the school supply list come over there? Because it comes to my house. So we've been waiting for the school supply
Yeah.
list too.
I'm glad my school puts it all online.
That's good,
And I
yeah.
was able to go on last week and download it, and we're
Now
keeping
it
an
may
eye
be
out on
online. My
stuff.
daughter just may not have looked at it, you
Yeah.
know. I'm
So,
so grandma these days. Like I have been so frickin' busy that like I have to schedule time to see my grandson.
mhm.
Um my air conditioning's been out for 2 weeks.
They still haven't fixed it?
Well, they fixed it on Friday. We ended up staying at the Tuscany on Monday night and Tuesday night. We couldn't get a room on Wednesday
Mhm.
because the deal we were getting with the points, we got a really good deal, couldn't get it. So Bug Guy went to Home Depot and he bought like this room unit
Mhm.
that doesn't have to go in a window. It just vents out of a window.
Mhm.
Okay. Because it was literally over 100 degrees in my house.
I
Okay.
believe it.
Literally. So Wednesday and Thursday, of course, we're on the phone. The problem is that you've got this home warranty company paying for the parts, but the parts have to go to the local air conditioning company. So we kept calling and hounding, and we're like, "Can we get this part locally? Can we get just we just want to go pick it up and have it put in, okay?"
Mhm.
So I have to say, Bug Guy was great because he's on finding the part and finally, but we had to live in one room for 2 days. Now everybody gets sick after the bash.
Mhm.
My day to get sick was Thursday.
Mm.
And literally, now, because the way you have to vent this thing, there's cool air coming out of it. So as long as I was laying in one spot on the bed, it was cool.
Mhm.
But the air around me was 95 degrees.
Yeah.
So like I stood up at one point and got like a heat stroke, like I got dizzy. I thought I was going to pass out. It was miserable, but we made it through 2 days, and Friday, they finally called and said, "We're picking up your part, we'll be there." And, my house isn't huge, it's 1,300 square feet, so, like, the minute the air clicked on, you could start feeling it cool
Mhm.
down. We still haven't picked up the dog for my daughters for over 2 weeks, so we have to do that, but here's it was a pain in the ass, but in the last month, I've had $1,400 in work done on my air conditioner,
Mhm.
and it cost me $60
That's
because of
not
the
bad.
home warranty. So my mom says, and I had the plumber out earlier in the year for that. The day I called her to tell her that the air conditioning was out, she's like, "Oh, and we just got a bill in the mail for the home warranty."
Mhm.
So after 1,400, and then the plumber would have been probably five. They're like, "Oh, it well pays for itself."
Yeah, home warranties
So
always do.
yeah, well, the first home warranty that we got when I bought the house, it was just like the basic that came with the sale. And they would come out and go, "Well, we can't fix that because you don't have a blah, blah, blah kind of fuse box outside." I mean, it was bullshit, the stuff that they wouldn't cover.
Right.
So my parents bought the upgraded warranty, and it's been wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank
and
God.
it's what I've learned in the real estate business in my many, many years of doing radio, is that if you buy the home warranty, the upgraded home warranty at the time of sale, you almost always save a shit ton of money. And a lot of people don't know that. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to spend the extra three
Well,
or four hundred
because you
dollars."
know what? It pays like if my
Right.
stove, my igniter went out on the stove, and the stove was a used stove that I bought from somebody to put in. The igniter went out. They came and fixed it.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing what the appliances, everything.
Yeah, the home warranty covers a lot of stuff. If you buy a new home and you do not get the upgraded home
A
warranty,
used new
you,
home, right.
or anything, a
That's
new
true.
home, a
That's
used
true.
new home, any sort of new home, if you're not buying that upgraded home warranty, you are going to end up spending way more money than you need
And my
to.
father, like y'all know that I've said before, my father owns the house. I just pay the mortgage. So my dad knows that it's a whole lot easier to pay $60 for the person to come
Mhm.
than to call and go, "Dad, I need $1,400 for the air conditioner." I mean, I
Right.
would hate to make that call.
Right.
So getting them out there and putting my $60 for the visit
Mhm.
has been, is a lot easier.
Much
So
easier.
finally got it fixed on Friday. So we're nice, cool air at my house finally. God. But you know what? The house is a fucking disaster because you get in from the
You
bash
can't clean in that
and you
heat.
dump everything.
Mhm.
I mean, we would walk in the front door and strip in the living room because it was so fucking hot. So there's clothes and suitcases, and it's just going to take time because you can't move in
Yeah.
that when it's that hot in your own house.
Yeah, we just finished doing a really deep clean on the kitchen because now that my sister and her boyfriend are officially broken up.
Are they, baby
Yes.
daddy?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, he told her, "I am with someone else and I'm living the life I want to live and I want nothing to do with you."
And what about the baby? Is he going to have anything to do with the baby?
Well, he tried to make a big stink about it and she's like, "It doesn't matter. You're not seeing this kid. Period." And that's fine because he doesn't. What he's doing right now is uh not conducive to raising a healthy child.
Well, that's very sad for the child and very
It's
sad for your sister because you and I both know it's not easy to do it alone.
but it's she's
But
better
if
off.
it's better for,
Honestly, she's better off
okay,
alone than with the guy.
okay. I know
Honestly.
they've been nothing but trouble since they got together. It's been
Yeah, but
so hit and
he's
miss.
gone above and beyond and he's crossed a line at which point I've told her flat out, this line that he's crossed at this point, he will never be considered part of my family and I will never, as
Accept it.
long as I live in this home, he will never be allowed back in for any
And is
reason.
your mother agreeing?
I don't give a fuck what my mother
I'm just
thinks.
asking.
I pay the fucking rent there. My landlord doesn't get to tell me who I can and cannot have in the house I pay rent on.
Right.
I get that she's my mom, but I pay fucking rent there.
Right.
And if I don't want someone in my home, they're not coming in my fucking home.
Right. You're absolutely right.
But
That's where you raise your child. You have every right to say
that's
that.
exactly right.
Exactly.
And I have justifiable reasons for not wanting him in my
Right.
fucking home.
Yep.
He stole from me.
Just like
So,
we know baby daddy ain't never fucking coming back to my home at
right.
my house. But
So, yeah.
so what else have I been doing? Air's fixed, so that's good. Doing a lot of clip filming with there was Becky Butterfly and Eliza. I mean, Bella Benz were in town, so Eliza and me and Jade Rose has moved here. So the five of us did nothing but frickin' camo. Yeah, we didn't. We shot clips all week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's crazy. You know, like I've had my clips store up a few months, and it's doing very, very well. But that's because I put new content up every single day.
But you
But
have
it's really crazy what sells.
it's a long ass process too.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and what I do, I'm
Clips for
lucky.
sale is not a part-time job.
No, no, no. It's definitely a full-time job. I'm very lucky that I'm in a network of girls that we at least get together once or twice a week and shoot video. But there's a little part on the top of my little clip store that tells the most sold clips. Now, you'd think that some of my hardcore stuff would be selling. My number one clip, there is a video of me and Jezebel Jolie, and we are just lotioning up. We're not even lotioning. We're shaking each other's bellies and arms. It's my most sold clip on my site. There's another one with me and Eliza and Bella Benz on a bed in a hotel, and we're just like we're naked, but the bed is tipping because we're all on the end. A Breaking Bed. I mean, I'm selling shitloads of Breaking Bed fucking clips. It's crazy, you guys.
Men are weird and twisted.
Oh, fart video?
Well, we've anyone who's a fan of ours knows that your fart video may be popular, but is you have at least one fan who's not happy with it.
Yeah, I have one fan that said my fart video sounded fake. So I'm going to make a new fart video
Okay.
for that fan. I don't know. But eating, I'm getting a lot of requests for different kind of videos. So anyway, so I'm really happy my clip store is doing good, and like I said, I'm associated with some people, but it's hard. I mean, it's a lot of work, and then you have to. I edit. I learned to edit all my own clips and post
Aw.
them, which for me, like the tech stuff is not good, but I learned to do all my own editing. So it's going well, but I'm really tired. Like I was so out of. I mean, every day because these girls that come in from California and they're only here so many days, we get all the shooting in we can do while they're here. So I was shooting every day except for the one day I was sick. I was supposed to shoot that day, but my head just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And so um yeah, so that's what I've been up to. I was so busy, like I said, I didn't even know that there was a red label. So I have to take a day out this week before I head out of town for 5 days again to
Mm.
LA to work with my grandson because he's like, I never see you, Grandma. So I'm gonna take him swimming Tuesday and let him spend the night in Grandma's bed and
Nice.
watch Face Off.
Nice.
So that's what we're gonna do this week. So that's it. That's my life. Just been busy. Sometimes you gotta do a lot for future money you'll make. And so that's where I've been at,
I'm
kind
too
of.
fucking lazy for that. I've thought about it and I've been asked, you should do clips. No,
I'm gonna tell you
because
something.
it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of time that I don't have.
Well, and you know what? If I was still working my little job that I worked, I wouldn't have the time to devote because we shoot all day sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to shoot a day and to end up your day with 8 to 10 clips is awesome because what you do is you can as you edit them, you can put them up and have them post one a day. And you want to post one a day because then when people go in and it says recently updated stores and you're the only BBW and SSBBW site up there, you want to stay at the top of the list.
Right.
So I edit and get them set up so that I've always got something going up, and that's what keeps people going back. It's great to go to my email in the morning and say, I made money while I slept.
Yeah.
But you're right. If you don't have the time, and with the full-time job you have and the full-time mom you are, it would be very hard to keep putting content up.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done
would
it
be
at
able
your age.
I would be able to film like 5 videos and then maybe in 2 years you'd get 2 more. Like that's where I'm at right
But
now.
here's what's so funny is everything I do now, I'm like, I need to tape that. I need to, I need to film that.
I don't have time for that.
Right. And
Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
Well, you do when it's what you do.
Yeah.
It's what I do now. It's a good part of my income now. So I'm gonna do more of that. Like I said, I'm lucky that I have a good network of some of the other girls that work here that we work. And the videos that have more than one, I mean, my videos alone sell decent. I do fairly well. But when you have more than one fat chick in the video, it sells even better.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because men are twisted fucks.
well, they want to see all the fat girls. I mean, we went out to Lake Mead and shot. That's when it's fun. And I'm out there in the water float and I'm all naked. So my name of my clip is that a beach whale? Oh no, it's Sweet Cheeks.
Funny.
So anyway, so that's what I've been doing, just working, and I'm going to be in West Covina, California on Friday, the 1st, which is this Friday coming up, and I will be there for 5 days with Eliza Allure. So anybody wants to stop by, say hi, inbox me at SinCityBounty, Sweet Cheeks at SinCityBounty.com. Also, if you want to talk to any of us, you can email Sierra at SinCityBounty.com, Toxie at SinCityBounty.com. So, yay for everybody.
Or, if you just want to get a hold of somebody, SinCityBounty@gmail.com.
There we go.
That's a much more regulated email service. Anyway.
And our new site is in the process of being worked on.
Mm-hmm.
So we will have lots of new stuff for you very, very, very soon. Next week. I will not be in the studio, sorry to say. Toxie will be back. We will have our beautiful Desiree Divine.
Woo-hoo.
Desiree has a huge, can I tell you again, huge announcement that I know that every one of our fans wants to know about because you constantly email me and ask me about this.
Yep, some of the shows we have coming up. So we have Desiree Divine on next week. The week after that is supposedly the house party at the Palmers.
Jacob Palmer's.
The Palmer House Party. And then the week after that, we have author, comedian, and the last great American plate spinner, Andy Martello, in. And I am super excited about that because I have a huge crush on Andy. Don't tell him that, though. I would totally blow him.
Are you going to giggle?
I'm going, no, because Andy and I are friends. And so now I'm able to have a conversation with him without giggling.
Without giggling. Irma was the worst.
I'm the worst, too. Anyway, this is Sierra.
Oh, this is Sweet Cheeks.
Wishing you all a good night. And remember, fuck often.